when everything is temporary, but God's love is eternal. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to fellow friends and judges. My name is Nurfisha Eka binti Abdul Hamid from SMK Datuk Mah Muhammad, Pekan Pahang. And today, I'm going to do a book review about my all-time favorite book, Will You Stay by Noor Hafsah Hamid. This book genre is young adult fiction and was published in 2021 by Iman Publication. This book consists a total of 324 pages. If you look closely at the front cover, you already know it's going to be a great book. But let's get to know about the author first. Noor Hafsah Hamid started her career as an advocate and sociolator. She completed her diploma in Sharia and legal practice and co-founded a women organization named Nadi Anisa. So, let's get back into the book. Picture this, a Muslim Malaysian girl, Amy, living in Liverpool, completing her practical to become a surgeon. Her challenging love story begins when she met Rashid, a lawyer on one of the best law firms in Kuala Lumpur. Ever since they met, Rashid feels like Amy looks really familiar and something has been pricking his memory. Turns out, Amy is Sarah's close friend. In the previous book, Letters to God, Sarah is Rashid's first love, but sadly, he was rejected by her. This book is getting a little interesting, isn't it? You may have heard a lot of great stories, but let me change your mind by telling you Rashid and Amy love story. In chapter 9, Rashid comes all the way from London to Liverpool, despite his hectic schedule, on 5-hour train ride, just to confess his feelings to Amy. Then, he would take her hand when they crossed the street, but when it rained, he will hold the umbrella over her, ensuring he will not get wet, even if he was drenched. Isn't that the sweetest thing in the world? I love how Rashid treats Amy. It also reminds me of how the Prophet Rasulullah SAW used to treat his wife. This book isn't your typical romance novel. So, what makes it different from any other book that I read? There is something special about this one. Each chapter, there will be one hadith, and one of the most inspirational one is the hadith from the last chapter. It says, and no so perceive what it will earn tomorrow, and no so perceive in what land it will die. Quran chapter 31 verse 34, which mean, although no person knows what he will earn tomorrow, nor does he know in what land he will die. Indeed, Allah is all-knowing and all-aware. This book itself is so poetic and so inspirational too. There's one line in this book that always been in my mind whenever I'm having a hard time. God will not burden a person more than he or she could handle it, and they who can handle it, inshallah, with his guidance and mercy. The author provides two alternative endings. The first one is more to happily ever after ending, but the second one is totally opposite. It's very heartbreaking. But my personal favorite is the second one, because if you notice something when you watch a movie, when the ending is sad, it becomes more memorable than the happy ones. So that is my reasons why I like the second ending better. In my personal view, everyone should read this book, especially Muslims, because since ever the pandemic happened, I noticed something. A lot of people is having a hard time dealing with their problems, financial problems, family problems, or even loss of loved ones due to COVID-19, which both can lead to mental health issues. We, as Muslims, should be resilient in the expectation of life. In order to live, we need to be strong no matter how hard the situation is. I'm sure through all the hard times, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is always with us. Inshallah, with His guidance and mercy, we'll be safe. With that, I end my talk.